Hello everybody. In this video, we're going to look at how to create symbols, which are reusable bits of graphic that you can just pull out of the library whenever you need it. It is fantastic, okay? It's another time-saving device. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm thinking about what we typically use on the web. Things like cards or buttons or inputs, anything that you might need for your user interface kit. So I'm going to start off. I'm going to have my little color here, and as you can see, I do not have any guide set up. I'm going to go ahead and get that done. I'm going to open guide, and I'm going to go to custom. Nope, I'm going to go to saved. Sorry about that. And then click bootstrap and add some guides in. I'm going to customize this a little bit. I want 12 rows because I've got 3,000 pixels here. Oh, and by the way, my document is 1920 by 3,000 tall. And the last video I did 10 rows, but I think I wanted a few more. So I'm just going to put it at 12 this time. 12 rows and 40 pixel gutters between them. All right. That looks pretty good. Now, let's get in a little closer because that'll give us a better feel for how big this page is. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to collapse my guides layer. I'm going to lock it because I don't want to have any problem. And then I'm going to rename it to guides so I know exactly what's on here. Create a new layer. And let's say that this is a actually, let's make an image graphic to start off with. I've got my color loaded up that I want to use, and I'm going to grab my rectangle tool and then just drag one out here on the screen. I'm going to get in a little bit closer. Now, what I want to do is to create some crossbars because images, placeholders for images typically have crossbars in it, though they don't have to. So that's one idea. Go ahead and get your line tool. We need to fill a color here, so I'm going to choose one that's a little bit darker than regular, and then I need to turn off my fill and then reactivate that stroke. Okay, now because you've got your line tool, just simply click and drag to the corners. Click and drag. Looks pretty good. And now evaluate if that color is going to look good for what you want it to do. And I'm thinking it's a little dark, so I'm going to select both of those paths. I'm going to change that color. Still a little dark. That looks better to me. Yeah, it's a little more subtle. And then you may want to add a stroke around the outside of your box. I went to my properties panel. I'm going to come down to stroke and click on the icon for it. And I'm going to choose the same one. Okay, that'll be pretty good. Let me turn those off to look at it and then turn them back on. Okay, so how do we save this guy as a symbol? Well, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to group everything here. So hit Command G or Control G, and you'll see that in your layers panel there is a new group called Group, and this is going to be an image placeholder. Now, select the image placeholder and go to Object and you want your symbols. Go to Window and come down to Symbols. And then from here, I want you to come down to the little icon that says Add a new symbol. Call that your image placeholder. And you'll notice that it says Export Type, Movie Clip. This is to provide some crossover with another Adobe application called Animate. And that's really fantastic. For right now, you're just going to use a graphic clip and leave the rest of this set as it is, and then click OK. Now you'll see that you've got this symbol in there. So what can you do with it? Well, you can click and drag it out onto the page, wherever you might want it to go. Okay? So if you're done creating this and you walk away or create something different and you need another one of those placeholders, you don't have to create it all over again. Just go to your symbols panel and just drag it out. Okay, let's do one more together. How about let's create a little button. All right, so I am going to go back over to my my shapes. Let's choose a rounded rectangle tool, and then I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I'm just going to drag it out on the page here. Now I typically like my buttons a little darker in color, so I'm going to go back to my swatches. I'm going to choose a darker color because that adds more visual weight. And then if you want to put a little text on it, you certainly can. Or if you want to change the roundness, you can grab these guys. Okay. Let's get some text. And what I'm going to do is just say, click me. All right. Now I don't like that color, so I'm going to go with a darker blue. And let's see if I can get my guides lined up here. Ah, I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Hold on. There we go. All right. Now, I'm going to select my button, all of the elements. Let's group that again by hitting Command G on a Mac or Control G on a PC. That's my new button group. Now you can create a new symbol by clicking on the new symbol button and just call it button. Let's make that a graphic as well. Click OK. All right, so now you've got two new symbols that you can just click and drag out from the symbols panel, and that will help you when you're working up wireframes. It's going to save you time and energy. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next video.